I want to start by saying I don't even understand what standing Donald Trump has in this. He doesn't cast a ballot in Nevada. I'm not sure why anybody is voting against everybody getting a ballot. But is this even a relevant lawsuit?
Ali, it's great to be here with you. And I think this is exactly the same sort of strategy that we've seen here in Nevada and nationally. And it's an effort to, frankly, suppress the vote of people in this next election. We here in Nevada have faced this type of a lawsuit before with unfounded claims of voter fraud. And frankly, we're happy to have that fight again. These cases have been dismissed, and we feel very confident that we are standing up in the right way to make sure that all Nevadans can safely and securely exercise their right to vote this November.
I was speaking with the Secretary of State from Colorado the other day, and they were saying that really the things that states that want to vote by mail, have everybody vote by mail, need to do, there are concerns, but they're all logistics concerns. They're not fraud concerns.
And Ali, I would say this. We actually here in Nevada just implemented a mostly vote by mail election this last June for our primary. And we were able to successfully do that with record high turnout for the election. We had many people who participated in that election. Our local election officials here in the state are able to really execute those elections. And we know that we can do that again this November. And frankly, these allegations of voter fraud are simply unfounded. And we even heard testimony during Assembly Bill 4 that there were no instances of voter fraud. So I really think we are going to see an election here in Nevada come November where people can safely and securely exercise that constitutional right to vote.
And I just want to put on the screen the percentage of people voting on Election Day in Nevada. In November 2018, you had 34% in person. November 2016, 30% in person. June 2016, 39%. And then June 2020, at the top of the chart, that's the one you were just talking about, 1.6% voted in person because we were in the middle of the pandemic, but you succeeded in getting record voter turnout because people were allowed to vote by mail. So the bottom line is your goal in Nevada is to get more people to vote, and in doing it by mail, you can achieve that.
Absolutely. And I think we should be doing that. We should be standing up for that constitutional right that so many people have fought so hard for. And we've seen that here in Nevada. We know that what we're seeing in terms of these allegations of voter fraud is simply a Republican strategy that they don't want to be part of an election where there is high turnout. Because as the president said in his tweet earlier today, when more people vote, they're afraid they can't win. And we want to make sure that people can vote. And I think that's exactly what we saw this June. And I'm very much looking forward to having an election that, by the way, is taking place in the middle of a pandemic that we are still facing and that we still have to do everything we can to protect people.